Have you ever wondered what Thelemic magic is really about? Or felt drawn to the teachings of Aleister Crowley, but just found them too complex to unpack? If so, you're in the right place, because starting with this video, we're going to dive deep into the elements of a magical temple, and we're going to look at what Crowley really intended with them. This isn't just surface level stuff. This is about uncovering the deeper layers of meaning behind magic, the universe, and your role within it. By the end of this series, you will see magic not as a vague or abstract practice, but as a living, transformative force in your life. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I will leave a link to my Patreon down in the description for this video. Now, if you're ready to reframe how you see magic and yourself, let's dive in. This video is the first in a series exploring the elements of a magical temple. The magical temple itself, its furniture, and the magical tools within it. Our guide for this journey will be part 2 of Crowley's book Magick, which is also called Book 4 or Liber Abba. This part of the text is less about practical instructions and more about the principles operating within magic. It deals with each object used in magic, and Crowley talks about what each corresponds to. Today, much of magic is seen as a personalized, individual pursuit. There's value in that, but Crowley's perspective added something larger, a cosmological perspective. For him, magic wasn't just about personal expression. It was about creating a microcosmic model of the universe and interacting with macrocosmic forces through it. This series aims to bring that deeper dimension back into focus. My hope is that it will not only enable you to understand Thelemic magic better, but also empower you in new ways to align with and to express your true will. Let's begin with Crowley's description of the temple itself. In Magick, he writes, "The magician works in a temple, the universe, which is, be it remembered, coterminous with himself." Crowley adds in a footnote, "By yourself, you mean the contents of your consciousness. All without does not exist for you." There's a profound implication here. The universe is not separate from you. It is the totality of your experience and your potential. From this perspective, the temple is not just a physical space. It's a symbolic representation of your consciousness and its identity with the infinite. Crowley's view aligns with his broader cosmology, where the self, the universe, and divinity are all interconnected. The magical temple reflects this reality. It's both a microcosm of the universe and a space for transcending ordinary perception to connect with the divine. Crowley goes on to describe the temple as having the shape of a Vesica Piscis, the space formed by the intersection of two circles. This shape appears in art, geometry, and mysticism, and is often associated with creation and the unity of opposites. In Thelema, this shape could represent the interplay between Nuit, who represents infinite possibility, and Hadit, the individual point of consciousness. It represents the union of heaven and earth, of subject and object, or microcosm and macrocosm. But Crowley emphasizes that not all magicians will have access to a temple of this exact shape. Instead, he encourages people to work with the rooms that they have. He emphasizes the symbolic meaning of the temple over the precise physical form. Crowley gives practical advice for creating a temple in his book Magick Without Tears. He suggests dedicating a space. The room you use should be reserved for magical work as much as possible, free of unrelated items or distractions. He says it should be oriented toward Boleskine. Align your temple's magical east to face Boleskine House, Crowley's former home, which holds sacred significance in Thelema, and it should incorporate key symbols. You should place the Stele of Revealing on the magical eastern wall of the temple to anchor the space in Thelemic symbolism. Are you ready to unlock your true will and live with purpose? Introducing The Adventures of a God, a guide to spiritual growth and true will in OTO. My new ebook designed to help you discover and embody the profound teachings of Thelema. In this guide, you'll uncover the core principles of Thelema, explore the mystical rituals of Ordo Templi Orientis, and learn how to align with your divine purpose. From understanding the Gnostic Mass to navigating the transformative path of initiation, this book offers practical insights for your spiritual journey. Whether you're a seasoned member of OTO or simply curious about Thelema, The Adventures of a God is your roadmap to spiritual growth and authentic living. Take the first step on your path to transformation. Download The Adventures of a God and let your journey begin today. In my own practice, I have adapted Crowley's advice to modern living and the practicalities of my own space. Here are some suggestions that I have based upon my own practice. Repurpose your space. So, for example, my temple is part of my bedroom. I keep my altar in a closet, which I open only for ritual. Use ritual transitions. For example, I use the threshold of my bathroom as a symbolic boundary. I bathe, dress, and prepare myself there, and crossing that boundary becomes part of my mental shift into ritual consciousness. Also, you should emphasize symbolism. My temple is clearly not in the shape of a Vesica Piscis. It's a closet in a square room. It's also oriented toward compass east for practical purposes rather than being oriented toward Boleskine. What matters most, in my opinion, is the intentionality and the focus that I bring to the space. Adaptation is key. This is one of the reasons it's really helpful to understand the macrocosmic principles that these particular choices represent. It helps to avoid the temptation to rigidly adhere to certain methods without cognizance of the larger purpose that they serve. That purpose is embodying principle and connecting with the divine. The temple is more than a physical space. It's a representation of consciousness itself. It's a sacred container for your practice where the infinite and the finite meet and interpenetrate. In Crowley's cosmology, magic can be understood as embodying divinity through love under will. The temple is the stage for this process, a space where the microcosmic and macrocosmic realities come together. The temple is just the beginning. In the next video, we'll introduce structure into the temple by introducing the magical circle. This is a symbol of the infinite, and it is also the seed from which all of the other magic will grow. If this deep dive into the magical temple resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so that these teachings reach the people who need them most. It will also ensure that you don't miss the next video in the series. In the meantime, make sure you check out this other video on the screen. It represents another deep dive into these fundamental concepts, which will deepen Thelema for you and help you bring about the changes in your life that you're looking for. I'll see you over there.